Hello, everybody. I'm Nabhanita Sarkar, and I'm the host for you this evening. And I am extremely delighted to welcome everybody here to the launch of this very special milestone event, which is the 10th Global Sustainability Film Awards 2021. These awards celebrate films that are authentic and innovative sustainability initiatives from companies and institutions worldwide and recognize sustainable solutions that are communicated through the power of film and storytelling. These awards have come a long way, and in its 10th year now, the awards are even more important to highlight the climate crisis of our times. And interestingly, because of the pandemic, last year we had a virtual award ceremony. And as renovations were going on at the BAFTA, I'm delighted to mention that probably it'll all be completed on time, and we plan to go back to the home of the GSFA at BAFTA, Piccadilly, London, later this year. Now I'll take this opportunity to welcome the chairperson of TVE, Mason Lai, to say a few words and welcome everybody. Over to you, Mason.
Thank you very much indeed, Nabhanita. Greetings from London, and a very warm welcome from me, Mason Lai, the chairperson of TVE, and from all at TVE. 12 months ago, I helped launch our first ever virtual GSFA. The result was that we got a record 108 film entries for the awards which took place in November. Not only that, but the film that won our Founders Award, My Octopus Teacher, then went on to win the BAFTA Award this year and the Hollywood Oscar for Best Documentary. Today, we are launching this year's GSFA. It is not only the 2021 one, but it's also our 10th anniversary, as Nabhanita has mentioned. So I sincerely hope that we will get at least 108 entries this year, and because it's our 10th anniversary year, many more. The last 12 months has continued to be challenging and a busy one for TVE. We are focusing on fundraising for our initiatives, and in particular, our three key main ones. Our bio movies using mobile phones, a competition for young people from around the world. We are also raising money to hold 3 fringe events at COP26 in Glasgow in November. And of course, we are fundraising for the 10th anniversary GSFA. We have a wonderful launch program in the next hour, but at this stage, I would like to hand over to the lady who has made today possible. I'm of course referring to Serena Narula Mbe, the founder of TVE 10 years ago. She had a vision and she made it happen for TVE. So thank you, and I hope that you will all enjoy the next hour or so. Over to you, Serena.
Good morning from Chicago, and a very warm welcome to all of you. When TVE started 36 years ago, its main purpose was to fill a gap in the market. No one was interested to know about the environment. Therefore, our founders, who were primarily film producers, got together and started TVE to fundraise, to make films telling the world how crucial the situation of the environment was and what changes we needed to make to sustain it. Today, our problem is not about a lack of films on the environment. Environment films are commercially viable. The world is interested in the environment. Our work seems to have been achieved. Therefore, the natural progression was to award well-made films on this subject. Communicating to the world and highlighting environmental work is what we do. The Global Sustainability Film Awards also were designed to do exactly that. We started by choosing short films for the first few years. Then at Cannes a few years ago, we launched the Founders Award, which is given to a full-length feature film, which has in it a message on global sustainability. First year, we awarded a film covering women's rights and the next on migration. Last year, we were lucky to find a full-length, amazing documentary on global sustainability with the main protagonist being played by an octopus. That film went on to win an Oscar, as you know. You will hear about this film later in our program. We hope you all join us in the wonderful work of TVE by watching these films and supporting us to continue to do this important work. I would like to thank all of you, and especially Dineesh Tamija and Cheryl, for agreeing to be co-presidents of the awards this year. Thank you. And thank you all for watching us, and thank you for supporting TVE.
Thanks a lot, Serena. Before we go on to Mr. Tamija and Cheryl, let's take a slight journey of the life of GSFA and, of course, the winners and the various categories that are there for this year's awards, which is very important for those wanting to submit their films. Thank you for that. Where have I gone?
We can hear
I'm
you.
having a connection problem. What's happened? It's disappeared. Okay.
We can hear and see you.
Okay, thanks. Now that you watched the film, let me introduce the two co-presidents that we have with us today. First, I'll introduce Cheryl Campbell. She was TV's executive director from 2003 for 16 long years. At a time of revolutionary change in mass media, she led the organization from its focus on broadcasting into the new world of social media and streaming, creating platforms that gave voice to young filmmakers, amateur and professional, globally, in exploring the environment and social justice. Cheryl began her career as a journalist in newspapers and at BBC Radio before working as a senior reporter and newsreader with the UK breakfast channel TV-AM. She then led public communications and digital communication teams at the International Development Agency, Christian Aid, and has extensive international filmmaking experience. Over to you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Davanita. Welcome to the launch of the TV Global Sustainability Film Awards. It's a great pleasure to be part of this launch of the 10th TV Global Sustainability Film Awards this year. A pleasure because the role of the not-for-profit TVE and the awards are as vital today as they were when they started. TVE, or Television for the Environment as it was known then, was founded in 1984 by the United Nations Environment Programme, WWF UK, and the British broadcaster Central Television. Its aim, then as now, was to raise awareness and trigger informed debate about the environment, development, human rights, and health through all kinds of media and communications. For nearly 2 decades, TV's focus was on television, and for those without access to broadcasts, TV worked in partnership around the world to organize mobile screenings and video libraries of its documentaries and films. As YouTube arrived in the early noughties, TV grasped the opportunity to reach a new audience with both hands. And as mobile phones became ubiquitous, TV launched its TV by Movies competition in 2010, encouraging would-be filmmakers around the world of every age to focus their love of the new technology on the environment, climate change, and sustainable solutions. More than 1,000 films have been entered into TV by Movies, reaching millions of online viewers. As we moved into the next decade, it became clear that some, not many, but some companies and businesses were leading the way on developing sustainable solutions. Clever companies with visionary leadership. TV wanted to provide a platform for those ideas, that vision, to share best practice, to trigger informed debate. The TV Global Sustainability Film Awards were born. TV has hosted the awards ever since. This year, we will build on the truly international nature of last year's online awards, while again hosting a glittering awards ceremony in London. Ever more companies are stepping up to the challenge of sustainability. We want to see your films. We want to share your films. And we want to do what TVE has been doing for 37 years now. Through your films, we want to inspire change. I can't wait to see this year's entries. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Cheryl. And now let me introduce Mr. Dineesh Tamija, who's a first-generation immigrant from India and has lived and worked in 12 European countries. A lateral thinking pioneer, he's recognized in Europe and the United States for his innovation and leadership skills. He's contributed massively to strategic insight and practical action to key contemporary issues ranging from British entrepreneurship, the online economy, and sustainability. He founded ebookers.com, the first internet travel company in the UK and Europe. It achieved the FTSE 250 status in the London Stock Exchange. Welcome, Mr. Tamija. I'd love to begin with asking you this question. How do you think entrepreneurs and business groups can support a sustainable future? Is just, CSR enough for it?
Thank you, Nabhanita. First of all, thank you, Serena, my sim, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me to be co-president. And I really think that sustainability is very important for all of us to keep in our vision for whatever we do. Now, your question, Nabhanita, about corporate social responsibility and is that enough? And I looked at the definition today and I found that what it is doing social good beyond the interests of the firm. And this has been proven for the large brands. It's been proven quite well that it helps brands if you have social responsibility. There is a ISO 2600 rule that essentially it's an international standard for corporate social responsibility. So all companies should follow the standards set out there. But having said that, the fastest way to make a change in CSR rules, of course, is passing laws. But the next best thing is to prove that CSR makes a profit. And this is not difficult. And I want to just show you a short film which would illustrate how this happens. Hang on for a second.
Your green proposal?
Great.
Fine, just fine. I'm sure it'll make people feel real good about the company. You should go over big with the tree huggers, too. See, the folks that I report to, they don't eat granola. So let me ask you, why would I sign this?
This plan could cut our energy costs by 40%.
40%.
And we spent $18 million on energy last year.
What do I sign?
Just sign it.
So that just explains to you how decision-making works in large companies. Essentially, they're all responsible to the board for their quarterly, half-yearly profits. They are not, that's the way companies are set up. Now, this was an IBM ad on YouTube many years ago, but most companies are in the same position. So this has to be done in each industry, in each environment, in that what kind of offices you have, etc. And lastly, I would suggest education, so that we can leave the world in a better place than where we found it. So these are the 3 points I'd like to make, but if I've not made myself clear, Nabhanita, please ask me any other questions.
Do you think it's time that big corporates have to make drastic changes to support sustainability? And how will that, what are the incentives? How is it, like the clip you showed, how better can that be done?
Well, I think that most green energy or green suggestions now are more profitable for all the companies, for corporates. And it's only a question of showing how profitable they are to the decision makers, and it'll be done. So otherwise, people will just drag their feet. So the only way, if you want to push it really hard, is to have the laws being changed. But that is very difficult, as you know.
Thank you so much. Thank you both, Cheryl and Dineesh. And now we'll move forward. And I wanted to introduce a jury member of the Founders Award, Stephen Bernstein. He's an American cinematographer, director, screenwriter, and author. He's the winner of several awards, including the Best Artistic Contribution Award at the 1992 Tokyo International Film Festival for Like Water for Chocolate, alongside Emmanuel Lubezki, and the Cannes Golden Lion for his work in commercials. His book, Film Production, has been translated into several languages and at one time was the best-selling textbook on filmmaking. He made his directorial debut with the 2014 feature film Decoding Annie Parker, for which he was awarded the Alfred P. Sloan Award at the Hamptons International Film Festival. Bernstein's second feature, Last Call, was released in the US in November 2020. It's a feature film about the fictional final days of Dylan Thomas's life, starring John Malkovich. And we have Stephen here to say a few words. Over to you, Stephen.
Hi, this is Steve Bernstein, Ojai, California. Congratulations, TVE, on the 10th anniversary of your Global Sustainability Awards. After many difficult days, film is starting again, and many productions are going to camera here in California and elsewhere. But it's not just about making films. Important films have to find a platform to reach large audiences and make a difference. That's one of the reasons the Global Sustainability Awards matter. It's not the only place where these films would be shown, but it can be an important first step. Last year, TVE's Founder Awards went to a film that went on to win the Oscar and reach millions. I look forward to seeing this year's films that matter, and I hope we can help them on their way.
Thank you, Stephen, for your very thoughtful and caring expression of how you feel about the GSFA Awards. And now we have an ambassador of GSFA 2021, Deborah M. Pratt. She's an African-American published novelist, playwright, screen and television writer, director, producer, and songwriter. Ms. Pratt was the first African-American drama and sci-fi TV executive producer when she co-created and wrote 25 and co-wrote another 15 episodes of the iconic TV series Quantum Leap for NBC. Most recently, Deborah directed the exciting and well-received finale to season 16 of Grey's Anatomy for ABC. Ms. Pratt is a 4-time Emmy nominee. She's a Golden Globe nominee, recipient of both the Lillian Gish Award and Women in Film and the Golden Block Award. And I'm delighted to have her here to say a few words to us.
Hello, my name is Deborah M. Pratt, and I am honored to have been asked to be an ambassador to the Global Sustainability Film Awards 2021, organized by Television for the Environment, popularly known as TVE. A big congratulations to TVE for their continuing support for creating environmental awareness in the entertainment media on this, the 10th anniversary of the Global Sustainability Film Awards. TVE has been doing amazing work. It's extremely important for all of us to recognize and give credit to the people and organizations who are working diligently toward making the world greener, cleaner, and equal for all. GSFA does exactly this. Being associated with the world of cinema, I am always thrilled to see powerful, thought-provoking creative films. After these trying times due to the COVID pandemic, it will be exciting to see all the new innovative ideas that will come to us from this year's participants for the Global Sustainability Film Awards 2021. Once again, a big congratulations to GSFA and the entire team at TVE for completing a decade of phenomenal work to entertain and educate the world on what's happening to save planet Earth. I urge all the filmmakers to come and participate in the Global Sustainability Film Awards 2021. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Deborah. And now, before we move further, I'd love you to enjoy another video and watch the winners of last year, that is GSFA 2020. I hope you enjoyed that. And now comes the icing on the cake. Let me introduce you to the director of last year's winner of the Founders Award, My Octopus Teacher, which, as you know, went on to win the Oscars, Mr. James Reed. Mr. Reed is a co-writer and co-director of My Octopus Teacher, Netflix's first original documentary from South Africa, which won the Best Documentary Feature at the Oscars. The film debuted in September last year, and it won the GSFA Founders Award right here in November. The film has since won more than 20 international awards. Reed's other credits include writing and directing the 2017 documentary Rise of the Warrior Apes, which he produced with Keo Films for Discovery. He also wrote and directed the 2015 Netflix documentary Jago, A Life Underwater. And I'd now like James to please tell us about his experience in making the film and how films help highlighting the issues of climate crisis. Over to you, James.
The last few months has been amazing. I mean, I am extremely, we are in an extremely lucky position now. Our passion is for telling stories about the natural world, and specifically our relationship with the natural world. And it does feel like it's a really critical time to be able to do that. And having that sort of acknowledgement and the last few months and all that recognition that we've got for Octopus Teacher feels like it's a great platform for us to continue making the films that we really feel are important and that we love making. But it also feels like a great sort of sign that there's a greater interest globally in these sorts of stories. So it feels like not just a platform for us, but a platform for all sort of natural history and environmental filmmakers at a time where, it feels like one of the most pressing issues of our time. Yeah, I'd just like to say good luck to everybody entering the festival. It's very, very exciting time for this types of films, and there's great opportunities to be telling stories of this type and getting them out to be heard around the world. So I wish everybody the best of luck.
Thanks a lot, James, and definitely your film has created not only ripples but waves across the world. And now it's important to understand that the participation of the youth globally is an important feature of GSFA's efforts to raise awareness and initiate action to preserve the environment, because it is the youth of today that will create a much more sustainable future for tomorrow. And today we have one of amongst many youth ambassadors who have been working tirelessly to make sure environment is taken care of. And we have Meghraj Singh Rai. Welcome, Meghraj. He's a marketing student at Gedu College of Business Studies, Bhutan, and is currently working as a freelance cultural tourist guide for Bhutan. He is a passionate nature lover who believes in conserving the natural environment for the betterment of the country's GDP and the living standards of the people of Bhutan. Meghraj, I'd love to ask you what your experience has been as a TVE ambassador.
Thank you. First of all, I want to wish everyone good example from Bhutan. As I already introduced, my name is Meghraj Singh Rai, and I have recently graduated from Gedu College of Business Studies, majoring in marketing. And I'm also a freelance cultural tourist guide ever since 2018, and nature has always been a part of me. I love nature, and green is one of my favorite color. So in the past 1 year, I get to realize that Global Sustainability Film Award, through the engagement of young people, has actually taught us about how filmmaking and how these moving pictures can actually be a powerful tool for creating awareness and advocating people about the rising issue of climate change and its probable impact on the next generation. And at the same time, this same moving picture has led us to understand the problem in the local and the global level. It has also made us realize how we, the young people, could actually take action. Like, I may not be interested in filmmaking, but I can always push someone who is interested in filmmaking to participate in such platform so that they can bring about a change. It was not only about meeting young filmmakers, but it was also a great experience for me to meet climate activists and environmentalists from across the world, sharing their local problems they are facing in their locality and the solution that they have addressed to such problems. So for me, it was all about connecting with enthusiastic young people to bring about a solution for the problem we are already facing. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Megha, just another question, that the problem that the youth is facing, what do you think is the most crucial one regarding climate change?
The problem that we are facing is that youth not thinking that they are part of a solution. They are not aware about these platforms. Young people not aware about Global Film Sustainability Awards.
Thanks a lot, Megraj. And now we've come to that moment when I would request Mr. Tamija and Ms. Campbell to open the submissions of the films for the GSFA 2021. Over to you, Dineesh and Cheryl.
Cheryl, you go ahead. I'll back you up.
Well, please do enter your films. We're looking for entries from companies around the world. If you are carrying out cutting edge work as a company, as a business, in the area of sustainability, if sustainability runs through your business at the core of everything you're doing, we want you to send us a film if you've got it, or if you haven't got a film, but you've got a great story to tell, please go out, make a film and send it to us so that we can do what TV does best and share your film with the world and share best practice.
Cheryl, I couldn't have put it better. The only thing that I want to tell the world is that, as you know, solar and wind now are cheaper in producing electricity than the other fossil fuel generating energy plants. So if you aren't looking at this, at solar and wind, please look at them, and as well as other things. That makes that I want to point out is that the sun is in the poorest of countries around the world. And if you can get solar energy there, you become richer much faster. So thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Now over to Karma.
Thank you, Navneeta. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone who joined us for this online launch. We hope to keep you connected with us over the next few months or until our awards finale in December at the BAFTA Hall in London, fingers crossed. We are organizing a number of physical and online events to celebrate the 10th year of the awards. Please log into our website for the awards and also check our Film Freeway account. We'd love you to submit your films for selection. As our esteemed speakers have already reiterated, we are living in a time of communication noise, and it's extremely important for us to choose the right messages and highlight their importance. Thank you to the co-presidents, Dineesh and Cheryl, for giving us your very precious time in supporting these awards. And lastly, thank you to our TV family, without whom this is not possible. Seema, Prateek, Vinay, Dennis, and is not possible. And but before we leave, I'd like to again reiterate, please do look out for, do look out and talk to your friends and see if there are films that you want to submit. Please do submit the films, and we'd be really happy to see as many submissions as possible. And lastly, before I leave, I'd like to present you a short film which gives you a sort of a snapshot of the awards we've had over the last 10 years. Enjoy the film and look forward to your submissions.
Thank you very much.
Believe in borders, but not anymore. Now, I believe borders are business.
And, thousands of people thrown out of work, boats beached, canneries emptied, and I think that's where I began to understand that sort of there'll be no jobs on a dead planet.
Conservationists and local people have shown just what a difference can be made when we work together. A change so important and so dramatic that it can be seen from space.
What we've always tried to do is tell the stories of what we call inspiring pioneers, people that are really whose lives and work we want to celebrate through film, tell their story in the most emotional way we can, to reach out to people and make them inspired to do things themselves. And
so these pioneers already have the answers that we need.
I hope you enjoyed the final video. And before we close, I'd like to give a heartfelt thanks to Karma Wangri, who's the person behind not only today's event, but behind what is going on with GSFA and all the films, collection of the films, working through those things. And that's not an easy job. He and his team, Vinay Thakur and Seema, the three have been working very hard behind the scenes and have managed to put this day together. And I am sure they'll get together and put forward a very successful GSFA 2021. Look forward to your submissions and look forward for the actual event, which hopefully will be a physical event this year at the BAFTA Piccadilly in London. Thanks a lot again.